Get in, lads. What a win down at Bramall Lane. And that is an absolutely sensational performance by Newcastle. Yes, we played a little bit negative. At the end of the day, Sheffield United fans will feel a little bit hard done by that. We played a negative tactic. We sat back, and then absorbed the pressure of the Sheffield United attack. But at the end of the day, they were lacking. They were very toothless in their attack, in what great moments they did have, which, one of them was Ollie McBurney, that got saved by Martin Dubravka. Then there was Eden Stevens as well, that got saved by Martin Dubravka. You've got to give credit to Martin Dubravka for the way he played last night. It was absolutely sensational. He kept Newcastle in the game, when it looked like Sheffield United were going to take the lead. And then, of course, on the 15th minute, Alain Saint-Maximin finally gets his goal for Newcastle. Finally gets it. And hopefully, this will open the floodgates. But by a header, who would have thought that Alain Saint-Maximin would have got his goal by a header? He was even surprised by getting the goal that way himself as well, as he said after the match. And, that helped Newcastle push that little bit further in the game. We're pushing a bit harder in the game. We're still sitting back, and absorbing the pressure, but we're still pushing to get that second goal. And it finally came through a ball into Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll nodded the ball on, and Jonjo Shelvey was through. He just had miles and miles of space to just run it. Henderson in goal for Sheffield United. Of course, Sheffield United players just stopped, but Jonjo Shelvey kept his head cool. He just ran on. He played till the whistle, and that is what you've got to do in football. That's what they've said all season. You've got to play to the whistle, even if the flag goes up. It's an old-fashioned rule in football that you play at the whistle, and that's something that Sheffield United didn't do last night. And it's their own fault at the end of the day, because they got told before the game started by the referee that if the flag goes up, just play, and then it'll be looked at on VAR. But of course they stopped. Jonjo Shelvey took advantage of that, keeping in mind what the referee had said, and obviously the fact that it is an old-fashioned rule. And he slotted it coolly past Henderson and goal for Sheffield United. And of course Newcastle come away from the game 2-0 winners. Now we've got Southampton on Sunday. Now that's going to be an interesting game, especially after we've just had a draw against Man City 2-2, and then we've just won this one 2-0 against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. Now hopefully we will go into this game against Southampton. Hopefully we'll take the same sort of mentality, trying to hit them on the counter. That is our strong suit this season, it seems, and it has been for the last 3 seasons now, that the strongest area of the team seems to be the defence. If we can keep a solid back line and hit them on the counter with that pace of Alain Saint-Maximin and Miggy Almiron, then we'll be absolutely amazing this season if we can just keep doing them kind of performances. Yes, it's not attractive football, but at the end of the day, it does keep winning the Premier League. It does push further up the table. And talking about the Premier League table as well, that'll be up on screen now. With this win last night down at Bramall Lane, that moves Newcastle to 11th in the Premier League. That is 4 points away from Wolves, who are in 5th, and exactly 5 points away from the relegation zone, which is absolutely amazing. You've got to say, with the way things are going at the minute, if Newcastle keep up these performances, of course, we've got the game against Southampton, like I say, on Sunday. There will be a match preview up on the channel for that probably later on today. And then, of course, there is the game against Burnley after that, and then the game against Crystal Palace, and then that big game on Boxing Day against Manchester United down at Old Trafford. Hopefully, we will be able to pick up a good run of results heading into that game. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And my man of the match for last night's match will go to Martin Dubravka for an absolutely sensational performance in goal. And, hopefully he can do more of that for the rest of the season. Until next time, remember to like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags, and however, lads.